Hello everyone. So am I visible? Am I audible? Are we live? If anybody can say yes or thumbs up. So today's live class we can start. Hello guys. Hello everyone. Hope you all are doing good. So welcome to all the medicos to the special classes for their biggest battle for the NEET examination. So yes, okay, we are live, so I'm audible and I'm visible, so everything is clear. So let's start today's course. I hope you have seen my first class of where I have discussed about the weightage. Okay, am I audible? First of all, I forgot to put my mic. Okay, so am I audible? Okay, so I'm just taking my mic, so sorry for that. I hope I'm audible. So is it clear? Hello? Okay, so let's continue. I hope you all have seen my previous class where I have discussed about the physics weightage, because that is the most important class what I feel, because without knowing the weightage we cannot continue. Okay, so Adi ma'am had very good, thank you all, love you all. Anyway, so please do watch that video. It's very important to watch, because without knowing the weightage we cannot make a strategy. And without strategy, entering into a battle is very dangerous and risky. So I hope you all have seen my previous video. In that, I have clearly discussed about various categories. So I have made 3 categories, category 1, 2, 3, and I already told you all that category 1 is for the easiest chapters category, and category 2 moderately easy, category 3 very tough. So we are going to take one by one chapters. Yes, I am going to continue this series. Every day you will be getting a lecture. Only today it will be live class, but later on, because of the time management, I had to take a live class. But later on, because I am dealing the other channels also. So later on, tomorrow onwards, you will be getting recorded classes. Now and then, whenever it is required, we will go live. Okay, so let us start with a very easiest chapter. And also I told in the previous class that this is the chapter where, what is the chapter name? Units and measurements. So you can see the caption also I have written here, 0 to hero. Yes, in today's class we are going to start right from the basics and we are going to go to the hero level. Yes, the toughest level. Actually, units and measurements has no tough topic at all. That's the advantage of this chapter. So it is helpful for JEE also, because in today's class I am going to cover only the concept and example problems. I am not going to take PYQ because of the lack of time. For PYQ of NEET, for this chapter, I will be taking another class, and you will be having in between some mock tests or some tests where you can attempt the PYQ. And remember that units and measurement comes to category 1, where just by doing the previous year questions, you can do problems from this lesson. And remember, for NEET examination, this lesson you will be getting 2 questions minimum. Okay, so without getting wastage any time, let us start our today's class. So remember that in today's class, I am going to cover the concept, because I know this is a first year chapter and you have studied first year long time back. Very long back, when you just entered into your intermediate or class 11, you will be having butterflies in your stomach that a new world, new freedom has come, you have grown up. In that situation, in your classes, this units and measurements would be started, and before you even realize, this lesson would be completed. So what I feel is, this lesson would be completely erased from your mind. So I thought that I will go right from the roots, and we will construct a big tall building where we can even solve the problems. Remember, this lesson is not tough at all for all the BPC students or PCB students we call. So for all the biology stream people, remember first thing that physics is no alternate subject for you, no more. You have to solve, you have to solve the problems. So, ma'am, can you start Telugu batch? Yeah, Telugu batch I cannot, yes, Telugu batch along with MSET we will go on. Anyway, so let us start with today's class. As I told you, we will start from the basics. In units and measurements, there are very few topics where we can expect the high probability or where the questions will come. Yes, definitely for sure we can expect that yes, this is the region from where questions will come. So those regions I'm anyway going to stress, and I'm going to give you some examples also. So let us start with first, what is a physical quantity and systems of units. From this point the lesson starts actually. So what is a physical quantity? First of all, you should be having a basic idea about physical quantity. What is a physical quantity? Anything that can be measured is called a physical quantity. So please remember, anything that can be measured is called a physical quantity. I can measure the length of this pen. So can I say pen is physical quantity? Am I measuring the pen or am I measuring the length? So if you can tell me, can I call pen as a physical quantity? No, I am not measuring the pen. What is actually measuring? I am measuring is, I am measuring the length of the pen. So here length becomes the physical quantity. If I am measuring the mass of this pen, what am I measuring? I am measuring mass but not the pen, remember. So here many people get confused only here, that thinking that pen is a physical quantity or the board is a physical quantity or the water bottle is a physical quantity. No, physical quantity is something that which can be measured. So length is a physical quantity. Ma'am, how many chapters you are going to cover before NEET 2023? Please reply. I am going to cover all the necessary chapters. I am going to give you complete support where you can solve the examples, solve the numericals and come from the examination. Trust me, you can follow me for all the chapters where you can get confident and you can write examinations. Anyways, I will promise you that after listening to today's class, you will definitely feel very light about units and measurements, and you will definitely get a confidence that you can solve problems from this chapter also, because this is a very light chapter. No high thinking required, no logical thinking required, no high formula involved. So this is a very easy chapter. So let us continue. So what is a physical quantity? I am telling physical quantity is not pen but the quantity which I am measuring. Okay, so I am measuring the length of the pen. So here length becomes the physical quantity, not the pen. If I am measuring how much water I am drinking, the volume of the water becomes the physical quantity, not the water. So here length, volume, mass, work done, force, all these things can be measured. How much work I have done, how much force I have applied. So all these things can be measured. So any measurable quantity is considered as a physical quantity. So remember, pen is not physical quantity, sugar is not physical quantity, or water is not physical quantity. How much sugar, mass you are measuring, so mass is a physical quantity. How much water, volume you are measuring, so volume is a physical quantity. So anything that can be measured is called a physical quantity. If I say how much I hate you, how much I have an anger on you, or how much I love you, can we measure all these things? No, there is no measurement for this. So love, hate, anger, hungry, these are not physical quantities. So I hope you got a clarity about what is a physical quantity. Now when I say a physical quantity, we know that physical quantities can be measured. So after measurement of a physical quantity, I need to give an answer. So for that answer purpose only, units term has come. So every physical quantity after measurement, it has to be expressed. It has to be answered. I measured the length of this pen. Now what is the length of the pen? You asked me. I have to give an answer. For that answer, the expression is written as the multiplication of two terms, that is magnitude and unit. Okay, magnitude and unit. Many people have a doubt even what is a magnitude. Okay, so please reply, ma'am. For what I have to reply? Okay, ma'am, when will you take wave optics? Wave optics will be coming up. So just wait. Please go on with the flow. Whatever lessons I am taking, I promise you that these are the lessons where you can solve problems easily. So trust me, just follow the topics what I am teaching and practice. Okay. So today, as I told you, because of the lack of time, I am only going to take the conceptual level. But next class, definitely I'll see that for every topic, I take the concept as well as the PYQ in the same class. Okay. So now moving on to the physical quantity. Physical quantity is always expressed as the product of magnitude and unit. For example, if I say the length of this pen, so length of the pen is expressed as 10 meters or 10 centimeters. So 10 centimeters, here 10 is nothing but the magnitude, centimeter is the unit. Okay. If I say the size of the head of an ant, size of the diameter of the head of the ant is 0.001 millimeters. Does this have a unit or not? Yes, it has a unit. Does this have magnitude or not? Yes, it has magnitude. 0.001 has a value. It is not 0. If it is 0, then there is no physical quantity, right? I say 0 centimeters of a pen. Does the pen exist? Length is not there. Length is 0. Okay, anyway. So here 0.001 is magnitude, mm is centimeter. When I say 300 days, 300 magnitude, days, unit. If I say the mass of the earth 6 into 10 power 24 kg, here 6 into 10 power 24 becomes magnitude, kg becomes unit. So remember that every physical quantity must be expressed as a combination of magnitude multiplied by unit. Compulsory, magnitude multiplied by unit. Okay. So this is the part where you have to remember, because the coming up slides, again I'll come back to the same point. So this usually it is represented as physical quantity. Physical quantity is equal to magnitude is just a number, so I write it as n, and unit is represented with u. Okay. Magnitude is only a number, so n is represented by magnitude, u is represented by unit. So physical quantity is always represented as a multiplication of magnitude and unit. And also remember children that when I say 10 centimeter or if I say 0.1 meter, both are correct or wrong? Both are same. If I say 1 kg of sugar or 1000 grams of sugar, both are same. So unit may change. Whenever unit changes, accordingly the number, the magnitude is also changing. So for a physical quantity, always remember N1 U1 is equal to N2 U2, where U1 maybe let it be 1 unit, U2 some other unit. When unit has changed, you can see that the magnitude also has changed, but the total value always remains constant. The total value always remains constant, because I am expressing the length of this pen in centimeters, in meters, in kilometers, but the length remains same, but the numbers are changing. 10 centimeter, 0.1 meter. So like this, when we are changing, the numbers and units are changing, but the physical quantity is always remaining the same. This session is enough for need to read NCERT. NCERT, see, for biology and zoology, for botany and zoology, you can read NCERT textbook line by line. Even for chemistry also, you can read NCERT textbook line by line. But for physics, if you start sitting and reading NCERT textbook, what happens is you will start reading after 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, your mind starts getting distracted. Suddenly you will be seeing, but nothing will be going into your mind. After 5 lines, 6 lines, slowly in your mind, somewhere the background music will start, that ma la tum tum manjara tum tum. That is what happens in reading book for physics. For physics, never sit and read books. First of all, my suggestion is, because now you are at the end of second year, right? So you are in the race of learning for competitive examinations. In that case, you cannot sit and read, or you cannot sit and learn the concept by reading the books. So my suggestion is, you practice the problems from solved examples of NCERT. You practice the problems from chapter end exercises of NCERT. but do not sit and read the lesson as it is. You will be getting distracted. Instead, just listen to such kind of lectures. Write down the shortcut notes, note down the whatever tips and tricks given by the teacher. That is the better way to learn. Okay, anyway. So I hope you have understood this concept, and so now you have understood that we can convert one system of unit into another system of unit. So we have many systems of units, but the most important right now what we have to learn is the earlier systems of units are FPS and CGS and MKS. How are these developed? These are developed basing on a concept called fundamental quantities and derived quantities. I hope you all know about all these things. What are fundamental quantities and derived quantities? These are very low level and which we don't need for NEET or MCET or any other examination. So that's why I'm not taking them. But you should have an idea about what are fundamental quantities and derived quantities. So what are fundamental quantities? The quantities which do not depend on any other quantities. Like I am measuring the length. It doesn't need any formula. Just take a scale and measure the length. So length is a fundamental quantity. I am measuring the mass. So no need of any formula here. I just take a balance, measure the mass. So the length, mass, time are considered as fundamental quantities. But as the science has grown, some more quantities are added. Those quantities are length, mass, time, electric current, temperature, amount of substance, luminous intensity. Two more are there, that is angle, plane angle and solid angle. Plane angle and solid angle. Total 9 you can count. These are called fundamental quantities. Apart from these, any other quantities like area. If I want to calculate area, what I need to do is I have to multiply length into length. That means area cannot be found just by using any instrument. For measuring area, you need to depend on length. So here area becomes the derived quantity. So just remember that apart from these quantities, apart from these 9 quantities, any other quantity you can take, it is a derived quantity. Now these systems of units are only developed basing on fundamental quantities. I hope you know what is FPS, CGS and MKS. FPS is nothing but foot, pound, second, and CGS is centimeter, gram, second, MKS is meter, kilogram, second. So you can see that all these three, foot, centimeter, meter, measurement of length, pound, gram, kilogram, measurement of mass, second is measurement of time. Okay, these are the earlier systems, but later on some more quantities were found. So the continuation of MKS system was SI system of units. Okay, the continuation of MKS system. So MKS, SI system both are not different. In MKS, only length, mass, time were defined, but after recognizing many other quantities, the quantities are included and the name of MKS has just changed to SI. Many people get confused what is MKS, what is SI system. They are not different at all. They are same. Okay. So, is this session is enough? Yes, this session is very much enough. Okay. Just take attention, make a notes while listening and then you follow up. Okay, problems practice is very much needed. For practicing problems, I'll take another class so that it will be more clear to you. Anyways, so mass, length, time. You can see that mass SI unit kilogram, length SI unit meter, time SI unit second, current SI unit ampere, temperature SI unit Kelvin, amount of substance SI unit mole, luminous intensity SI unit candela. These are the symbols you have to remember. Angle SI unit is radian. Radian. The symbol is RAD. Sorry, the symbol is RAD. I have to select the pen again. The symbol is RAD. And for solid angle, it is steradian. And the symbol is SR. Okay. So these SI units you have to remember, you have to learn, because certain times the easiest part also can be asked, that is what is the SI unit of so and so quantity. Such kind of very easy questions also can be asked. So please remember this slide. Now moving on to next part, errors and measurements. Yes, this is the most important point to be started. Now we are entering into the most important topic, where the chances of problems asking is having a high probability. Now when we are taking measurements, the main purpose of this lesson is to tell you about errors. Okay, so whenever we are taking measurements, there are so many errors. For example, if I give this pen, you can see that this pen has a round tip over here and the edge is also not proper. If I pass this same pen to all the people in a classroom and I ask the students to measure, can I get the same exact answer? No, because of the rounded tip over here. Some can take measurement till here, some can take measurement till the end of the tip. So I can get many answers, like for example 5.67 is the original answer, but 5.6 everybody can correctly tell, but the answers may vary, where 5.65, 5.68, 5.67. So these are called errors. Okay, so enna sollunga, fasta sollunga ma'am, enna sollunga, ask the question, then I can say the answer. Ma'am, Tattva solving is there enough for physics? Yes, any book you follow, there is no problem for that, but the only thing is your sincerity and your dedication matters. Anyway, so while taking measurements, we observe that there are certain errors that creep in. Okay, so we need to know about those errors, and problems in NEET examination come from how to calculate these errors. Okay, so first of all, what is an error? Error is the amount of uncertainty that is present in the measurement made with a measuring instrument. Whenever we use a measuring instrument, we cannot completely 100% trust on that instrument, because the sometimes there can be damages in the instrument, or while constructing the instrument there can be certain mistakes, or after long usage of instrument, that instrument can get damaged. So it might not give a correct answer when we are using an instrument. So certain uncertainty will be creeping in when we are measuring with an instrument. So what is that uncertainty? For example, the original length of this pen is 2.567 centimeters. Let us take for example. But when I use my scale, it might not have the last digit, third digit, it doesn't have in my scale. So I can measure only up to 2.56 centimeters. So is 2.56 centimeters correct? No, not that much correct. There is a variation of 0.007 centimeters. So that 0.007 is the error present in my measurement because of the instrument what am I using. Okay. So here this is the definition, but you can see that there are two terms you have to remember. One is error and the other one is true value. What is true value? This is the true value. Okay, this is the true value. This is the measured value. So there are two terms you need to remember. One is true value, other one is measured value. True value is the actual measurement of the measuring thing, whatever you are taking, length, mass, time, whatever. The actual measurement of any physical quantity is called true value. Measured value is the measurement you have taken by using any measuring instrument. Okay, so now the arithmetic mean of large number of repeated measurements is taken as the true value or actual value. What does this mean? This means, for example, I don't know what is the true value of this pen. Here I know, that is why I have written, but what if I don't know the true value of this pen? Then in laboratory, usually what we do is we take repeatedly same measurement. I take the measurement of the pen repeatedly for many number of times, After taking those many number of times, when I take the mean or arithmetic value, that is considered as true or measured value. I'll tell you here, see. For example, I have performed certain experiment. In certain experiment, the values what I have got are A1, A2, A3, A4 and A5. Okay, and so on. You can take any number of times. I have performed I number of times, and these are the measurements I have recorded when I am doing any experiment. Now, if I want to calculate the true value or actual value, both are same. True value or actual value. True value or actual value is usually considered as delta A. True value or actual value is equal to delta A mean. Sorry, not delta A mean kada, true value. We are going with true value or actual value. A mean is equal to arithmetic mean. So, arithmetic mean, how do you consider? A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus and so on AI by any, how many number, those many number I write, I number. So, this is simple arithmetic mean of all the experimental values. In an experiment, whatever, how many times I did, for all those times, whatever values I got, for all those values, if I find a mean or arithmetic mean, it has to be arithmetic mean. I hope you know what is arithmetic mean. So, arithmetic mean of all these things is nothing but the true value. So, this gives you the true value. Now, how to calculate error also, let us see how to calculate the error. Error is always represented as delta A. Delta A, delta X, delta Y, delta L, delta M. So, the error is represented with a symbol delta. So, the error is always measured as the difference of measured value minus actual value. Please remember, it has to be only measured value minus actual value, not actual value minus measured value. No, it has to be measured value minus actual value. Okay. So, you cannot make the other way. You have to see that this is only measured value minus actual value. So, here we get a hint that this delta A can be positive or this delta A can be negative. You can get error positive value or negative value. I'll give you an example, see here. So, let us take an example. The example is, in an experiment, the true value of length of a pen is given as 2.54 centimeters. Let us take, okay. But when I did my experiment, I got my experimental value as, after measuring with a measuring instrument. I used a measuring instrument. After measuring, I got an answer as 2.56 centimeters. This is done by a boy. Okay. There is a girl who has used the same instrument but measured the value as 2.52 centimeters. Okay. So, now if I see this boy's experiment, if I want to find out delta A, in case of boy, if I want to find out delta A, then delta A is always measured value minus actual value. Measured value is 2.56, actual value is 2.54. So, the answer is 0.02 centimeters. It is a positive value. But for girl, if I want to measure delta A, 2.52 minus 2.54. So, the answer is minus 0.02 centimeters. So, the error can be positive, the error can be negative. When is the error positive? When the measured value is greater than the actual value. When is the error negative? When the measured value is smaller than the actual value. But usually if we want only magnitude, then if we want only magnitude, then you can put just delta A modulus of delta A. So in any question, if you see modulus of delta A, that means you are asked to find out only magnitude. Okay. So I hope you have understood this slide. This slide gives you a proper basic information. We are not still entering into problems area. I am just giving you the modulus. I hope you understand. When we put modulus, it indicates we don't consider the sign convention. Okay. Arithmetic mean of measured values. What is Ni in the true value, ma'am? Ni is nothing but the total number of values. A1, A2, A3, how many are there? 7 are there. 7. I have taken 7 times experiment values. 7. I have taken only 5 values. Here you say 5. So this is only arithmetic mean. Now let us see types of errors. First I will say the theory part, and then we will enter into how to calculate errors, because the reason why I am taking theory part is for examinations like NEET, theory questions are asked much. Okay, much importance is given to theory questions, because the number of questions are more to answer, so all the numericals can't be asked. Theory questions can be expected in NEET examination. So first let us see the types of errors what we have. The types of errors, there are two types of errors. First of all, systematic errors and random errors. Systematic errors and random errors. Now what is the difference between these two? Systematic errors are unidirectional. They can be predicted. The cause is known. Okay. So what is unidirectional? They always creep in one direction only. So we can expect that from this because of this reason the error is happening in my measurement. But coming to random errors are, as the name itself says that they are very random in nature. Okay, they are very random in nature. That means in which direction the error is happening, because of which reason the error is happening, we cannot predict. So these are unpredictable I can say, or I can even say the cause is unknown. The cause is not known. So here the cause is not known. Now because the cause is known and not known, because of that reason these errors, systematic errors, can be minimized or removed also. We can minimize or remove systematic errors because we know the cause. But what if we don't know the cause at all? If we don't know the cause, how can we remove? So that is why these random errors cannot be minimized or removed. They cannot be minimized or removed because the cause is unknown. They are very much unpredictable. So because of that reason these random errors are very much unpredictable and we cannot remove. Now what are the types of systematic errors? Let us see once. So once see types of systematic errors. Yes, these are all asked in previously for theory questions. So that is the reason I am giving the explanation over here. So systematic errors, the first thing can be personal errors. Personal errors include many things. For example, I am a person doing an experiment. So when I am doing experiment, my personal problem is my eyesight is a little poor. So I cannot read when lines are very much closer. So my readings may go wrong. So when I know that I have a sight problem, can I rectify it or not? Yes, I can go to a doctor or I can use good spectacles and I can remove the problem. So such kind of errors are personal errors. For example, I don't have a proper idea how to do the experiment. lack of experimental knowledge. This I already know that I have a lack of experimental knowledge. So what should I do? I have to learn properly about the experiment and go into the lab. So for every problem there is a solution in case of systematic errors. So these are personal errors. The next type of errors can be instrumental errors. Instrumental errors. So what are instrumental errors? The name itself tells you that when we are using an instrument, that instrument may get damaged, it might be broken, or it might have elongated, contracted. These all things we can predict that this instrument is not working properly. So I can make some repair to it and I can use it. So those are instrumental errors. Next is environmental errors. What are environmental errors? Certain experiments, they depend on temperature, pressure, or density or volume kind of things. Okay, so when I am doing experiment, the wind speed suddenly increased, then my experiment might go wrong. I can see that the wind speed is increasing, so I can take and do somewhere somewhere else my experiment. Suddenly temperatures are changing, so my experiment is going wrong. So that also I can expect, or I can see that the temperature is changing very fast, so my experiment is going wrong. I can identify and I can correct. So these all things come under systematic errors, and these all can be identified and rectified or minimized also. Okay, so now next point is, that is qualitative part. Now let us see quantitative part. How to calculate these errors. Now we always want problems, how to solve problems in physics, right? So that should be given more importance. So what I feel is, this is the most important topic to be discussed. So please put a mark to it. This is the area where we get problems. So how to solve? This is the first part where we can expect high probability of questions. Now what is an error? We already discussed what is an error. Error is nothing but the difference between measured value minus actual value or true value. Actual value, true value, both are same. Please keep this in mind, very, very important. Error is nothing but, error we always represented with delta. Okay, whatever may be the quantity. If I am measuring the error in length, delta L. If I am measuring the error in volume, delta V. If I am measuring the error in density, delta rho. So whatever it may be, measured value minus actual value is the correct formula. Okay. So now coming to measurement of errors. So here I already told you in previous classes also that errors can be positive or negative. If the measured value is greater than, if the measured value is greater than actual value, then delta A is positive. The otherwise, if the measured value is less than actual value, then delta A is negative. Okay, so if we want only magnitude, what am I writing? Only magnitude of error. Only magnitude of error, modulus of delta A. No positive, no negative, only modulus we take. Why am I writing these many times is because in questions, these are the sentences you see. Problems. So by solving problems, it is very important to understand the problem. What is asked, what am I have to solve? So for that, what we want is the terminology. Identify the terminology. This is the actual terminology you can see in questions or numericals. So that is why I am writing and showing you all these terminology so that you can identify. So when only magnitude of an error asked, please remember that you have to use only modulus of delta A. Now in error, there are so many types of errors we already discussed, but how problems are asked. Basing on that error calculation I am telling. First thing what we have seen is how to calculate normal error. Now how to find out absolute error, mean absolute error. Once again we'll just go back. So I already told you that to calculate true value or the actual value, what is the formula we discussed? Did you remember? This is very important. The previous discussion you have to keep in mind, only then we can proceed. This is what it makes a little bit tough for the physics. For physics, actually what you need is backup. Lot of backup is needed, memory backup. The previous knowledge of all the concepts is required, only then we can attempt certain types of problems. So please concentrate and learn. Anyways, how did we measure true value or actual value? A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus and so on by n. How many are there? That number you will write. I am taking 7 quantities here, 7. I am taking 5 quantities here, 5. I am taking only 3 quantities here, n is 3. Okay, this is the arithmetic value. Now what are these A1, A2, A3 and so on? What are A1, A2, A3? Do you remember or not? A1, A2, A3 are nothing but the values which I get when I do an experiment repeatedly. When I do an experiment number of times, whatever value I get, those values are nothing but A1, A2, A3, please remember. Okay, now how to calculate an error we have known. How to calculate true value we have come to know. Now we have to calculate absolute error. Absolute error is calculated as delta A1 is equal to A1 minus A mean. Delta A2 is equal to A2 minus A mean. What I am going to do is I am going to put a modulus over here because I am going to take only magnitude. I don't need positive or negative, only magnitude is enough for me. So I am going to take only magnitude like this. When I go on measuring delta AI, delta where is it? Delta AI is equal to AI minus A mean. What is A mean? Do you remember or not? This is what A mean. Do you remember it or not? This is what A mean we have already discussed. So first you need to calculate this and then you have to solve individually the differences. A1, one measurement I got. Otherwise you will just do one thing. Just go on observing what am I writing and explaining. I will explain it to you through an example also. Okay. So true value is nothing but A mean. A mean is true value. So A1, one observation minus A mean. Second observation, third observation, ith observation. Now coming to mean absolute error. We have calculated absolute error. Now we have to calculate mean absolute error. So this also can be found out. Mean absolute error is nothing but whatever you get here. For that mean kada. So modulus of delta A1 plus modulus of delta A2 plus modulus of delta A3 plus and so on by n. Here how many number of terms you are writing? That number you have to write. I write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 you have to write here. I write 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 you have to write here. So n, capital N is nothing but the number. Whatever quantities you are writing, that number you have to write it as n. I hope it is very clear what is absolute error, what is mean absolute error, because these calculations are asked in previous questions for NEET examination. So you should be knowing how to calculate. Just remember the terminology because it might be a little bit new to you. As I told, units and measurements very long back ago you have learnt. So now this might be appearing little bit tough for you, but not that tough. If you want to learn, you can learn. So please remember the terminology. Now moving on to relative error, percentage error. One of the important points to be remembered. For any quantity, if you want to measure relative or percentage, remember the concept what I am telling here, very important concept. Throughout the physics you will be getting, and especially NEET, PYQ session also after this class. Yes, definitely. For units and measurements, as I told you today, because lack of time, I am going to take only concept and formulae, or how to solve the problems, tips and tricks. That is part what I am going to discuss today. My next class will be definitely a PYQ session from units and measurements. Get ready for that. Okay, how to calculate relative error? For any quantity, if you want to calculate relative error, change in quantity by original quantity. This is a very important point to be remembered, especially for the bio students. Bio students, they might have forgotten the basics of mathematics. I know you would have come very far from finish this chapter today. Yes, I will definitely finish this chapter. It's not very lengthy. If it is appearing boring to you, please pull yourselves up, because new terminology will be there. So practice to score 100 marks, please reply. How many chapters needed for that? You just watch my previous video, you will get a clarity how to get 100 plus, how to get 130 plus, how to get 170 plus. Will you take all chapters? Yes, I am going to take all the chapters. Anyways, so please remember this formula for bio students. This is very much needed. Any quantity, length, mass, time, volume, work, force, whatever may be the quantity, if in the question it is asked to find relative error in that quantity, change in the quantity by original quantity. If percentage error is asked, same formula, change in quantity by original quantity into 100. That's it. Percentage means just put a multiplication of 100. So for relative error, if you just multiply with 100, it becomes percentage error. So please do remember the formula for relative error, very important. For any relative error, change in quantity by original quantity. Just keep on saying in your mind so that it will get printed. So the relative error is nothing but change in quantity by original quantity. Here I am going to calculate relative error. So delta A mean by A mean. That's it. So percentage error is delta A mean by A mean. I hope you got it. So for all these, I will just give you an example problem to make it more clear. Till now, last 2 slides, whatever we have discussed, we will just take it as an example and solve, because this kind of model, whatever model now I am going to discuss, this is a very important model to be remembered. For NEET examination especially, I have covered all the models in single problem, but you might get separately as questions also. So if you are having a pen and paper around you, you can pause the screen before I solve. You can quickly solve if you have got an idea. Otherwise also just stay tuned to me. In an experiment, the values of refractive index. Refractive index is a physical quantity. Whatever it may be, just keep it aside. Refractive index, length, mass, it doesn't mind. Okay. So refractive index of glass were found to be. What are the measurements? These are important for us. 1.54. 1.53, 1.44, 1.54, 1.56 and 1.45 in successive measurements. Calculate the mean value of refractive index. So what are the things we need to find out? Mean value, absolute error, mean absolute error, and relative error and percentage error. These are the questions. So far whatever we have discussed, that we are going to do now. Main, you missed into 100 in formula. I wrote into 100, I guess. See? Okay. Yes. Sorry. So can we do this problem or not? Thumbs up. Can we do this problem or not? It is easy. We can do this problem. Okay. So whatever may be the quantities. Now what are these 1.54, 1.53, 1.44, all these things? A1, A2, A3, A4 and so on. Okay. So first question. Let us start with first question. What is first question? Mean value. How do we calculate mean value? Let us start with first one. What is mean value? Mean value is nothing but true value. Yes or not? Mean value is nothing but true or actual value. So we can calculate true or actual value by just taking a mean. So let us start with 1.54 plus 1.53 plus 1.44 plus 1.54 plus 1.56 plus 1.45 by, how many quantities are there? Just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 quantities. So how much number I have to write here? 6. So I hope you got how to calculate, and you have to calculate this and get a value. I guess approximately you will get 1.51. When you solve this, you will get 1.51. Now what is this 1.51? It is mean value, but in our mind what we have to remember is this is the true value or actual value. This is the true value or actual value. Is it 1.33? Please calculate and check. My guess is it has to, no, 1.3 can't come because all 5s are there approximately. So I have to get 1.51. So please check it. Now moving on to second question. What is our second question? Second question is to find out absolute error. How do we find out absolute error? How do we find out absolute error? Delta A1 is equal to A1 minus A mean. Do you remember? So if I want to get delta A1, I am removing the modulus for time being. What is A1? This is modulus. What is A1? 1.54 minus, what is A mean? 1.51. Calculate and see. 1.54 minus 1.51 is 0.03. Keep it aside. Next, delta A2 is equal to modulus of A2 minus A mean. Like this, for everything you need to go on calculating. So did you get an idea or not? First of all, in your mind, did it chumkify or not? That bulb glow into your mind or not, that this is the procedure I have to follow for this question. If that came into your mind, calculations anyway we can do, we are genius in math, right? Anyways, so like this go on calculating. So second one also I'll just try. Second one is 1.53 minus, what is A mean? 1.51. So how much answer I get here is 0.02. Like this for third, fourth, fifth and all you will be calculating. So I hope you will be continuing. I am not doing much because the class will be getting delayed. So after getting this, now can anyone solve third question on their own? Can I get a thumbs up? Can anyone solve third question answer on their own? Third question is mean absolute error. How do you calculate mean absolute error? Delta A mean absolute error is nothing but delta A1 plus delta A2 plus delta A3 plus delta A4 plus delta A5 plus delta A6 by 6. Total 6 quantities, so 6. So can you solve? Can you solve? Thumbs up please. So if you can solve, I am stopping it here. So what is delta A1? 0.03 plus what is delta A2? 0.02 plus and so on. You solve and by 6 divide, answer we got. It's done. So what you are going to do is today you solve all these problems and without forgetting post the answers in the comments. I will read the answers definitely and I will give you the response in the comments also. So please comment your answers in the comment box. I'll just see how many of you are able to solve it. Okay. So can you solve fourth and fifth also now? It is very easy. How do you solve fourth one? Whatever answer you get here after solving, whatever answer you get, that answer by 1.51. That will give you fourth answer. That answer if you multiply with 100%. So can you calculate? So I hope you understood. Whatever answer you got in third part, that answer divided by 1.51. That is relative error. Multiply that with 100% error. So please don't forget, comment your answers in the comment section very much. Now let us move on to the most important session. Highly most important session. Problems are again asked much more in this session. The combination or propagation of errors. How these errors combinedly they come. Till now, whatever we have learnt is, yes, session PDF will be available in Telegram channel. Yes, sure. But today, Telegram channel link I don't have in my PPT. Tomorrow onwards, my every PPT will have the link for the Telegram channel also. So only for today, I could not get it. So when I get it, I'll definitely put it in my PPT also. Anyways, so this is a most important point. So let us just analyze. Till now, whatever we have learned, now what we are going to learn. Till now, individual measurement error calculation you have learnt. Now, combination of measurements. What if I do addition, subtraction? While adding subtraction, these errors, how they come into. So I'll just go with the combination of addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. In case of addition, let us just start. I'm not going to go roots deep into this discussion. I will just tell you tricks or shortcut how to handle this. Okay. For solving problems, whatever is needed, that shortcut method only I am going to take. I am not going to take the entire story and derivation behind this, not needed. Just focus, follow, just listen what I am saying. From here after, the level changes, we are going to gear up. So we are going to go to 5th gear now. So get ready, and this is a boosting up, very important, and hereafter I am not going to go too much into stories or too much roundabout, just straight away we are going to learn. For example, if in any measurement, x is a measurement, y is a measurement, I need to add these two, and when I add these two, I got a result as z. Okay, so x is a measurement, y is a measurement, I have to add them. When I am adding, the answer what I am getting is z, just like resistors in series. R1, one resistor, R2, another resistor. In series combination, when I am attaching them, how do I do? R1 plus R2. So the answer is Z. Now X has some error in it, Y can have some error in it. So when two errors are added, final answer also will have an error. So if X has an error as delta X and Y has an error as delta Y, then this error add up and the final result also will have an error. So I hope you are getting. Okay. So relative error means delta A mean by true value. Right. Yes. Very good. Correct. So here X has a error, Y has a error. When those two are combined, even Z also has a error. This is like gene therapy, no? You will be having in your zoology or biology, I don't have a proper idea. But father has an error, mother has an error. When they both combine, the child also has an error. I hope my comparison is good. If it is not good, please don't remember it. Anyways, so this is the error. So now I can write the same thing as x plus y plus or minus delta x plus or minus delta y. The same thing can be written like this. So now in this, what type of questions? Dual nature of matter, yes, that also will be done. What type of questions will be asked? That is the most important part here. The question what will be asked, please remember the terminology what I am using here. Calculate the maximum possible error. This is the only thing that is asked in examinations. So calculate the maximum possible error. maximum possible error in delta z is delta x plus delta y. That's it. We will not get questions regarding minimum possible error. If the question comes out as minimum possible error, you have to take minus over here, but forget about minimum possible error. We will never get a question on minimum possible error. So the error in measurement of z. What is the error in measurement of z? That is delta x plus delta y. Okay, that is delta x plus delta y. If the question is asked to find out relative error, what did I say? What is relative error? Change in quantity by original quantity. So delta z by z. Perfect. So delta z by z. What is delta z? Delta x plus delta y by. What is z? What is z? X plus y. Now if I ask you to find out percentage error, can you find out or not? Can you find out or not? Z plus or minus delta z. Yes. Ma'am, whether I didn't understand, Mahalakshmi, what you are asking about. But error is always change in quantity by original quantity. Remember, error is always change in quantity by original quantity. Delta x plus delta y by x plus y. This is the calculation. But if I ask you to find out percentage error, can you do it or not? Please quickly tell me. Yes, you can do it. Just by multiplying with 100 over here, you can find out the percentage. Okay, this is in case of addition. Now moving on to in case of subtraction. In case of subtraction. Now once you understand this, subtraction becomes very easy for you. So if I subtract x and y, I get result as z. So x also has a certain error, y also has certain error. So x can be written as x plus or minus delta x and minus y plus or minus delta y. This is the error in x, this is the error in y. So obviously we get an error over here. Okay, so now here I can write x minus y plus or minus delta x plus or minus delta y. Are you guys following me or not? Is it getting easier or not? It is easier. I am only giving you how to solve the shortcuts. That's it. Just remember like this, it will be more easier for you. Now coming to the question. If the question is asked to find maximum possible error in z, maximum possible error in z, delta z is equal to, now tell me quickly, I have to write delta x minus delta y or delta x plus delta y. Quickly tell me, minus or plus. Yes, fast. Give me fast answer. I'll see who gives first answer. I have to write delta x plus or minus. What should I use over here? Plus or minus. No one is giving me answer. Are you all there, guys? At least one or two can answer. What should I use? Ma'am, whether we can say that delta z plus delta z as z plus or minus delta z. Yes, you can say. Anyways, now can you all tell me I have to use plus symbol or minus symbol? Yes, superb. Saravanan, super, you have to use only plus. Very good. I think now I'm very good. I'm satisfied that you all got. Yes. Kaushik, NEET 2023, Avinash Kumar. Yes, all of you have got understood. Darshini, superb answers, Priya. Thank you so much, guys, for replying me. Yes, plus only because the question is, it is asked only maximum, not minimum. Okay. Now coming to finding the relative error. Now quickly tell me how to calculate relative error in Z in this case. Whatever may be the case, relative error formula is always change in quantity by original quantity. If I write, it will be more late for you. What is this? Eraser. So what is the answer? Change in quantity by original quantity. Relative error is always change in quantity by original quantity. Keep on saying in your mind, relative error, change in quantity by original quantity. Delta Z by Z. What is delta Z? Delta X plus delta Y. By what is Z? What is Z? X minus Y. not x plus y. What is z? What we have taken? X minus y. Avinash Kumar has said minus symbol. That is wrong. Now can you calculate percentage error over here? Yes, you can calculate just by multiplying with 100. Now moving on to in case of multiplication and division also we'll see. Multiplication. So in case of multiplication. So in case of multiplication, x has to be multiplied with y when the answer comes out to be z. So z is equal to x into y. Now you can take a pen and paper on your own, you can write down, go on quickly. But yes, here you need to understand certain things. Here if the question is asked to find out maximum possible error, see the answer how it comes out to be. Delta z is again delta x plus delta y only. Okay, but here delta x by x plus delta y by delta z by z. Directly you have to write this. So here maximum possible error is not calculated separately. Maximum possible error is nothing but the relative error. In case of multiplication and division also, there is no separate calculation of maximum possible error. The maximum possible error itself is a relative error. So you have to calculate directly. Delta z by z is equal to delta x by x plus delta y by y. So how many our numbers are in multiplication? For example, if I take an example here, for example, I have sum z is equal to a into b into c. Three quantities are there, a into b into c. Calculate the relative error. So delta z by z is equal to, how should I write? Delta a by a plus delta b by b plus delta c by c. Hope you all guys getting it. So for multiplication, whatever are there in multiplication, just delta a by a plus delta b by b plus delta c by c. Only use plus symbol because we are going to go only with maximum. So this is the fine thing. Hi ma'am, I am student of Tirumala ma'am. Okay. Did you write your examination? Is your examination completed? How did your exam go? Physics exam, ma'am, will you teach all other lessons also? Yes, I am going to teach all the other lessons also. Now moving on to in case of division. Let us see in case of division. Very easy. In case of division. So here we need to take, I'll take the color change. Z is equal to division kada. So Z is equal to x by y. So here also directly we calculate relative error. Relative error is delta z by z is equal to, see the magic, delta x by x plus delta y by y. That's the magic, because we are calculating only maximum, we don't take negative symbol. Usually what we have to write is y power minus 1, right? When I write multiplication, y power minus 1. But I am not going to write minus, only plus. So for multiplication, for division, the calculation, answer, everything same. Is it understood? Okay. So one more small little point is there, that is in case of exponents. In case of exponents. So when we have exponents, how to write? For example, we have z is equal to x power a, y power b. X power a, y power b, how to calculate? How to calculate error? Same thing, delta z by z is equal to, now x and y are in multiplication. Multiplication or division, it is the same thing. Now when exponent is there, just remember that whatever number is there in exponent, you just have to write it as multiplication. So a is exponent, so a into delta x by x plus b is the exponent, b into delta y by y. Did you guys understood? Okay. Take next session will be PYQs. Yes, next session will be definitely on PYQs only. So whenever exponent is there, the exponent becomes multiplication. That's it. Okay. So this whatever slides, last two slides, the most very important. Remember, the questions definitely will come from this area. Definitely. So I told that for units and measurements you will get two questions. One question is definitely from this region, how to calculate error. The other question will go to dimensional analysis, next part of the lesson. So I hope if you are clear with this. So just take an example question. One side of a cube is measured as, how much is given? A is equal to 4.03 plus or minus 1%. What do you think this 1% is? Nothing but error. 4.03 is true value. So remember, whenever it is given like this is the error part, this is the true value. Now question is, what is the volume? Volume, how do you calculate? When cube side is given, when side of a cube is given, what is the formula for? It's not tube, it is a cube. Cube, I hope you know what is a cube. This is the cube. This cube side is given as A. How do you calculate the volume? Screw gauge and vernier calipers. Yeah, for NEET, screw gauge and vernier calipers not required. Side of a cube is A. How do you calculate the volume? So volume of a cube formula must be known to you. Now don't say that, how ma'am, we are biology students, we don't know the formula, mathematical formula. Please don't tell. Yes, Sharvanan, superb, keep rocking. The answer is A cube. The answer is A cube. But when measurement has error, the answer also must have error. So how do we calculate the error? How do we calculate the error is, A cube matlab, you just write down this value here, 4.03 plus or minus 1% whole cube. Okay, until here it is clear, I guess. Now see, true value is always true value. It will not have any errors. Only this is the error part. So you can handle the true value just normally how you handle. That means here 4.03 whole cube plus or minus. Now comes the trick. Error cube, x cube. X is the error, delta x cube, let us take. Error cube. Whenever exponent is there, what did I tell you? Whenever exponent is there, it becomes the multiplication. So, exponent is 3. So, 3 into, how much error is there? 1%. I hope you are slowly getting it. Now calculate this. This big calculation I cannot do it. 4.03 whole cube plus or minus 3%. Now the error has got how much percentage? 3%. This calculation as it is you can calculate. No, 3, Mahalakshmi, 3 should not be multiplied to the entire thing. That is what I told you to be careful. This multiplication, whatever I said till now, is applicable only to error part. True value is always true value. So, you need not to apply our tricks, whatever we have learnt for true value. True value is just operated as normally, but for error part only we need to use the previous slides knowledge. I hope you got it. So please note down this problem. This model is very much important. Next, if the maximum errors in the measurement of mass and length are, so maximum errors in the measurement of mass, error of mass can be written as delta m, error in length can be written as delta L. Okay, so the error in measurement of mass is 3%. So error in measurement of mass percentage wise given. So delta m by m into 100 is given as 3%. Delta L by L into 100 is given as 2% respectively. Did you understand? What is given in the question? That understanding is also very much needed. Okay, so the error in measurement of mass and length given as percentage, so I am taking as percentage wise only. Now the question is, what is the maximum error in the measurement of density of the cube? Okay, density of the cube. Now what is the formula for density? This must be known to you. Okay, density rho or d, whatever symbol you want you can take. What is the formula for density? Density is equal to mass by volume. Am I clear? Yes, correct? Yes? Okay, so density is equal to mass by volume. Mass, okay, I have here, but volume is not given. How do I take? So here again we need to think little bit. Volume of a cube, again cube is given. Volume of a cube can be written as L cube, side cube. Okay, so this is the approach I have to use. Now I have to find the error in density. So delta rho by rho into 100 is equal to division. Division I have to apply. So division, answer 9%. Sarvanan, super, we are doing very good. Delta m by m into 100 plus division, no, for division what we do? Put plus. Exponent 3. So multiply with 3 into delta L by L into 100. What is delta m by m into 100? It is 3% plus 3 into delta L by L is 2%. 3 2s are 6. So 3% plus 6%, answer 9%. So if this much process you are able to understand, you are doing superbly good. In an experiment, measured quantities A, B, C and then X is calculated as, I'll write it clearly, the typing is horrible here, X is equal to AB square by C cube. This is what given. There is a typing mistake. This 2 has to go up, 3 has to go up. Now the question is, percentage errors in A, B, C are given. Percentage errors. So delta A by A into 100. How much? 1%. Delta B by B into 100. How much? 3%. Delta C by C into 100. How much? 2%. Find the maximum percentage error in X. So how do you find the maximum percentage error in X? So for this we need to find. Will you start writing? Delta X by X into 100 is equal to multiplication, division with exponents, all in a same problem. First, delta A by A into 100 over plus exponent 2. So 2 into delta B by B into 100 plus 3 is the exponent, 3 into delta C by C into 100. Very easy. This part is actually very easy. Whether it is multiplication or division, you just have to go on putting plus. So delta A by A 100, 1% plus 2 into 3% plus 3 into 2%. So 1 plus 6 plus 6, 6 plus 6, 12. So the answer is 13%. 30%, 13%. Sarvanan, am I correct? Yes. Kavya, am I correct? Kaushik, am I correct? Raj, am I correct? Yes, we are correct. You all are doing good job, great job. Keep rocking, guys. Okay, next, significant figures. Yes, very important topic to be learned. Significant figures is such a topic where you just have to understand certain rules. It only depends on certain rules. Those rules have to be mugged up. So my suggestion is, this significant figures, whatever topic is there, I will take it just before your NEET examination once again. Now I'll explain, but what I tell you is, because it is just memory based, I will take this topic once again just before your NEET examination so that it get registered in your minds. But right now, once again, see the rules. All non-zero digits in a given number are significant without any regard to the location of the decimal point. Let the decimal point be anywhere. You just have to see the non-zero digits. So how many significant figures are there? There is no decimal at all, but still the significant figure is 4. Decimal is there, but irrespective of the decimal point, all non-zero digits. So here also the significant number is 4. Whatever may be, here also significant figure is 4, here also significant figure is 4. Decimal point doesn't matter at all. 39300003. Yes, the significant figure is 6 in that, whatever they have typed over there. Okay. Anyways, all zeros occurring between two non-zero digits are significant without the reference of decimal. So here decimal is not there, but starting, ending non-zero digits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the significant figure. Decimal is there, but no problem, don't look at the decimal. Starting, ending non-zero digits. So here the significant figure is 3 plus 3 6. Starting, ending non-zero digits. So here also significant figure is 6. Decimal point not counted in these two rules. Now remember that when you are counting significant figures, you have to apply all the rules at a time. That is the point to be noted. Anyways, if the number is less than 1, matlab see, this is the number which is less than 1, then all the zeros to the right of the decimal point, right, this is right, this is left. So right of the decimal point, but to the left of the first non-zero digit. Right of the decimal point, left of the non-zero digit are not significant. So here if you take an example, this is the non-zero digit. The right of decimal point, left of non-zero digit are not considered. That means in this the total significant figure is only 3. 6, 0, 8. These are only considered as non-zero digits. The others are not significant. Okay. So 6, 0, 8 is only considered as significant. The others are not considered. This is how you just remember. All zeros to the right of a decimal point are significant if the number is more than 1. For example, if the number is more than 1. So here if I take an example, same example if I take 7.000608. Now tell me how many significant figures are there. 7.000608. Now can anyone tell me how many significant figures are there? And all zeros to the right of last non-zero digit after the decimal point are significant. For example, 7.000680. So can anyone tell me how many significant figures here? How many significant figures here? Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 significant figures are there because this is greater than 1. You can see the difference between these two. This is greater than 1. So these zeros are considered. Now can you tell me for this? This 0 is also considered when the number is greater than 1. This last 0 is also considered. All zeros to the right of the last non-zero digit in the number having no decimal point are not significant. No decimal point. So here if I take an example, 7000800. So there is no decimal point. When there is no decimal point, last zeros are not considered and the significant figure, number of significant figure is only 4. I hope you got it. All zeros to the right of the last non-zero digit in the number having no decimal point are not significant. These two zeros are not significant. Okay, basing on this knowledge, if anybody can solve these questions, okay, I am not going to solve these, but I can give you the answers. The answer is what the answer we can give directly. What I am planning is, I will leave this to you all. Please give a comment in the comment section whether your answers are correct or not. But that becomes a hectic for me, I guess. So let us quickly do it. So first answer, please tell me what is the answer for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Quick, very quick, because it is getting very lengthy, I guess, by now, okay? It is more than 1 hour and we have still more very important topic to be discussed. So we will solve, ma'am. Okay, you all will solve. So can I leave this for you all in comment section? So I will give an answer in the comment section also. Sometimes you can see my name as a KRD in the comment section. So my name is Ramadevi. So KRD is my Geeta 13434 wrong answer. So here, sorry, very sorry for this. This is, I am making a correction. This correct one is 2.64 into 10 power 24. This is wrong. 10 power 24. And power 24 is not considered. Okay, so that is a little clarity I am giving to you all. Anyway, you calculate and tell me the answers. Next, arithmetic operations with significant figures. So with significant figures, how do we add, subtract, multiply and divide? That is what we are going to see. I have written certain things over here. You can read them, but instead of explaining this, I will directly take an example. Please give answers here. So, okay, I will give answers here. First one answer is, how much answer can anyone tell me? First one answer is 1. The significant figure over here is 1. Here, how many significant figures? 3. 10 power 24 is not considered. Answer 3. For this, answer 4. For this also answer 4. For this also answer 4. Anyone got correct? 1, 3, 4, 4, 4. Yes. Kavya, superb. This is the answer. Okay. So for this, whatever story I have written, I will not read this story and explain. I will directly go to an example and I will explain it to you very neatly so that you can happily understand. So first of all, addition or subtraction. In case of addition or subtraction, or even multiplication, division, for all these things, one solution I will give you. One method for all these things by using significant figures. Remember, we are in significant figures. By using significant figures, with all these, for all these operations, I will give you single method. Please do remember, very important, single method I am giving. So whatever numbers with significant figures like this you will be given. Okay, whatever numbers you are given, you have to add them, subtract them, multiply them or divide them. First step number 1. Step number 1. First step number 1, what you need to do is identify the number with smallest number after decimal point. After decimal point. First thing is, step number 1, identify the number which has smallest number after decimal. For example, here you have 2.2, 4.08, 3.125, 6.3755. Among these 4 numbers, which number is having smallest number after decimal? Which one is having smallest number? 2.2, right? It has only one decimal number. So, what is the smallest number here I have identified is 1. Okay? Say n. Say n. So, in this example, what is n? N is nothing but 1. In this example, what is n? N is 1 because after decimal, one number is there, not 2. Number. How many numbers are there? Only 1 is there. First thing you have to identify that. Now, second step number 2. Step number 2, round off all other numbers, round off all other numbers to n plus 1. why it is not writing? Round off all other numbers to n plus 1. Round off all other numbers to n plus 1. Do you know what is rounding off? If you don't know what is rounding off, let us see once. These are the rules for rounding off the numbers. You all know in mathematics, you all have learnt already. For example, if I have a number 5.6727, I have to round off this. So last number is greater than 5. When it is greater than 5, the prior number becomes plus 1. So I have to round it off as 673. I hope you know this. Similarly, if I have a number 5.6723, I have to round it off. So 3 has to be dropped. 3 is less than 5. So the rounded number will be 5.672. 2 remains as it is. If the number to be dropped greater than 5, then the previous number becomes plus 1. If the number to be dropped less than 5, previous number remains as it is. Next, if the number to be dropped is 5, what happens? If the number to be dropped is 5, 5.6725, last number is 5, then the previous number you have to check. The previous number is even or odd. 5.6725, 5.6735. Both ending numbers 5, but preceding number even, preceding number odd. If the preceding digit is even, it is to be unchanged. That means here the rounding off number is 5.672. If the preceding number is odd, it has to be increased 1, 5.674. So these are the rules for rounding off numbers. I hope you know. Okay, so let us come back to here. So first I have to add these numbers. So which is the minimum one? This is the minimum one. So this remains as it is. Now the other numbers have to be rounded off n plus 1. Here in this problem, in given problem, what is n? N is equal to 1. Then I have to raise n plus 1 means 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So other numbers I have to round off to 2 decimal points. Other numbers I have to round off to 2 decimal points. So if I round off, this is already for 2 decimal points, so as it is you can take. If I round this off, this is even number, it remains same, 3.12. If I have to round this off, this is odd number, so this becomes 6.38. I hope rounding off numbers. So just add 18. So 5 plus 2, 7, and this whole thing comes out to be 10, 15. Okay. Is this the final answer? No, this is not the final answer. Now step number 3 is there. Step number 3, final answer must be rounded off to smallest digit after decimal. So after decimal, how many numbers are there? 1. So even our answer also should have only 1 decimal. So after rounding off, final answer is, this is greater than 5, so answer 15.8. So this slide plays a very important role. If you don't understand also, just keep it playing 2-3 times this clip so that you can understand, because it's not that easy that within one attempt you get it. If you get it, very good. Saravanan has already solved it. He is a genius man. So Saravanan, sorry I pronounced it wrong. Good job man, superb, you have done a great job. Kavya, yes, you also got it, thank you. I hope everybody got this, how to solve. So same thing you do for subtraction or multiplication or division. For everything, first thing, step number 1, among the given values, identify the number which is having smallest decimal point. After decimal point, what is the least number? Then step number 2, the rest of the numbers have to be rounded off to n plus 1. Then do the multiplication or division or subtraction or addition. Final answer, again you have to round it off back to the same decimal point. Okay. Will there be any class tomorrow? Yes, every day my class will be there. So every day you can get my class. So I hope till now whatever you have learnt is very much clear to you. Please note down these rules also. They will be very much helpful to you all. Okay. Now entering into dimensions, but yeah, today the time has up. So what I am thinking is dimensional analysis and PYQ session will be coming up tomorrow. Okay, it has become too late for you. Now significant figures are there in 6 degrees, 6 power 6. How many significant figures are there in 6 power 6? There are no significant figures because 6 power 6. Okay, sorry, 6 power 6. No multiplication. 6 power 6 is just multiply and see how many times you are multiplying 6. 6 6 are 36, 36 6 times, again 1 more 6, 1 more 6, 1 more 6. After multiplying whatever numbers are there, that is the significant figure. Okay, all the numbers are significant because there is no decimal involved and it is a non-zero digit number. So 6 power 6 contains, after multiplying 6 many times, whatever you get, all those numbers are significant. I hope you got it. Tomorrow onwards it is not a live class, it would be a recorded class. So you will be knowing the time, what time it will be premiered. Tomorrow onwards all the classes will be premiered, but whenever it is necessary, please do tell me to take a live class so that I can take a live class also. Okay, thank you all for participating. Keep rocking and keep learning things. But first thing, keep fix in your mind that you have to solve 10 power 6. Ma'am, what about 10 power 6? 10 power 6 also 10 power 6 doesn't have any significant figures. We have to say 1 into 10 power 6. So 1 is significant figure in that. Okay, so keep rocking, but please do keep in mind that physics is the subject which changes your rank or marks in NEET examination. So do get fixed in your mind that you have to solve problems in physics, no other chance. So in between the classes, I will be guiding you all through the books or the variety of problems how to solve. PYQs, for sure you have to solve for every chapter. So let's wind up today's class. Keep following because part 2 of units and measurements is there to come up. So we have to discuss about a very important topic and PYQs. So keep hanging. Thank you all.